everybody, do not take it seriously here today on Cigarette Burns, reviewing George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Now I have the original, but I also have the newer one too. So, I've got kind of a lot to say about both of these. I'm going to try to keep it under the 10-minute mark if I can. I watched the original one a long time ago, and as far as content and what it had in it, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was pretty good. It seemed kind of funny to me the way that when they barricade themselves into the mall, exactly how they start acting around each other and what they do to kind of simulate a normal life. Well, like, they go into the shops and they would actually look around and pretend like they were shopping and trying to keep everything the same, even though outside of this building there are tons and tons of undead people wanting to eat their flesh. So it was, I thought that the suspenseful moments they had kind of made sense. And then when they have someone who figures out that they're in there and they know, you know, they watch how they get in and they know how they manage to stay inside this building without having other people come in because they blocked all the exits. It's just kind of odd how easy it was for regular, not dead people, you know, human people who haven't died yet, to get in than it was for the undead, because it seemed like they were learning, the undead were learning, they just weren't able to finally get in until someone else managed to work their way through. In the original, David M.G., pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name, if it's not, I'm sorry, I didn't like his performance in this film. I don't think I've seen him in anything else, but I didn't like how he, I don't know, I didn't like the way he portrayed himself as coming off as being, oh, you know, like nonchalant, yeah, it's happening, but I don't really care, and it just, I don't know, he came across to me as kind of arrogant and rude, honestly. So I didn't really like his performance in it. The rest of the people that were in this I thought were fine. I just, for some reason, he kind of stuck with me the entire movie, that it was just really, really annoying. And I didn't like that. Like, every time he was in scene, obviously, which was quite a few of them, it just, I don't know, I expected him to say something else or do something else, and he didn't do that. And so I was just kind of let down by that. The script itself, the whole plot and everything, that's great. I think it's great. I just had a problem with him in this one. The rest of the characters came across as you know, dealing with a tragedy and trying to get through it by helping each other out and making sure that they were each taken care of. But with him, it seemed like he was just out for his own good. The undead looked pretty awesome in this one. Very realistic, I thought, if someone was going to be undead and I had to see them, I guess. I think they move more realistically in this one than in some of the other movies that I've ever seen. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, the you know, tension scenes and some of the main scenes had some music behind them that built up that was good for tension, but it wasn't filled completely with music, which I said in the last review, and for those of you who watched the last review of mine, I can't stand when movie makers put in a music track for the entire movie when you don't need it there. You use music to build tension, to create a scene where you want the person to get that built up, like, what's going to happen feeling. And then you come in with the crashing music and what happens in the scene, and it shocks you. It surprises you. It grabs hold of you and makes you pay attention. But when there's music throughout the entire film, you can't do that because there's never a sense of something's building, something's coming, music started. You know, it's all just, oh, well, there's another song. And, oh, okay, well, there's, you know, something different. Oh, look, the music got louder. In my opinion, anyways, that's how I think it is. I don't like it when people do that. So, overall, I think this one, the original, I think this is an awesome film. it just, I would recommend it. Obviously, watch this one before you watch the new one, which I'm getting ready to talk about. I think if you watch this one, you're most likely going to have favorite parts to this, and then you're going to have favorite parts to this. But in this one of my favorite parts, I don't want to give too much away, but one of my favorite parts is where one of the actors makes a decision and then realizes that that decision was probably the stupidest thing he's ever done, and makes his way back to where he should be. That was extremely vague, and I apologize, but I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it. So, the way that the events play out, I think it's awesome. I think it's great. It really shows how you can feel something in one moment, make your decision based on that, be placed into that moment, and then realize, what the hell am I doing? Change your mind and go the opposite way. And as long as you have the will to do that, you will survive. So, I think that's awesome. I think that's great.